So first of all, just want to welcome you all to this session. What we're going to do today is introduce you a little bit to Invest for Better and what it means to be a member, as well as what this whole circle experience that we talk about all the time is. I'll talk for as little as possible. I'm kind of talked out today, but I think that I'll probably talk for about 20 or 30 minutes, and then we'll just open it up for questions. And we should be able to have everything you need in terms of information within 45 minutes at the most. So first of all, just a little bit about who we are. Invest for Better is a nonprofit organization that was launched in September of 2021 by myself, Janine Firpo, and Ellen Bremer. And the two of us have been really interested in our personal lives and investing our money in ways that align with our values. We both came at this from very, very different trajectories, but we both had points at which we just realized that what our money was doing in the world was really important and that we could use our money in more meaningful ways. And we met about 4 years ago, maybe longer now. And I was busy writing a book called Activate Your Money. You will all get a copy of that book if you become members and actually go through the training. And when I was writing the book, I got introduced to Ellen, and we realized that our paths were so aligned that we just had to do our work together. And so we created Invest for Better. And one of the things that I love about this organization is how highly collaborative it is. We have women from all over who have been helping us build course materials and come and talk to our members, and they all do that on a voluntary basis. So it's just been remarkable the way women have come together to really support this mission. And our goal is really to empower women to understand the power of their investments and learn how to align those investments in ways that can create a more just and sustainable world. So that's what we're all about. And we're delighted to have you here with us. What I want to do is run a very short 2-minute video that gives you a little bit more sense of who we are and what we're trying to do and what it means to join this movement of women that are changing their money in new and transformative ways. So let me just run that for you.
Money is power. So you work hard to get it and you work hard to keep it. You're doing well, but you also want to do good. For you, it's not just about wealth creation. It's also about being in alignment with your values. But investing your money and making decisions about where to move it can feel overwhelming. Where do you start? How do I know what I'm invested in? What if I'm funding things I don't agree with, like fossil fuels, prisons, tobacco, weapons? How do I move those funds and to where? What if I make a mistake? The current financial system was built by men for men. And while most men learn from other men how to use the system to their advantage, a lot of women don't have those conversations. You feel like you don't know enough to take action with your money, and you don't have time to figure it out on your own. Women are more likely than men to give to charity as their income rises, but we don't trust ourselves as investors. It feels like the financial system doesn't speak to us. You're frustrated with what feels like a flawed financial system. You realize that you're not in control of your own money. What if we told you there's a better way? At Invest for Better, we are leading a movement to build a better system that aligns with our values. We're doing this by educating women on a different approach to investing. It's not about giving money away, and it's not about profit at all costs. Values-aligned investing is about investing in what matters to you and getting great returns along the way. Things like sustainable food and agriculture, supporting female small business owners, or clean energy. We can help you do this. Invest for Better is a values-aligned money academy with peer-led investing circles and a trusted community built by women for women. We are a movement that is reimagining investing. We've created a values-aligned investing curriculum that demystifies the financial system. Our peer-led investing circles help you learn how to use your investments as a force for meaningful change. And more than anything, we are a trusted community of women who encourage each other to take action and have fun along the way. Unlike guides you've had in the past, an advisor who talked down to you, a book that told you to just save more than you spend, We're not interested in perpetuating the status quo. We're here to help you step into your power. Join the ranks of all the fierce women who are courageous enough to do things differently. Join the women who are leading the way with Invest for Better.
Great. Now I just need to figure out how I advance this thing, which I don't think I know how to do. Ah, it worked. Yay. Okay. I love it when I can figure out technology. You wouldn't know that I spent my entire career in the tech center, most of the tech industry. Anyway, so that was just a little video to tell you something about who we are. What really sets us apart from anything else that's out there are two key things. First of all, unlike many other courses, we not only teach you how to become a confident investor, because that is core to being a values aligned investor. You have to start by knowing how to invest. So we work with you to learn that, but we also teach you a values aligned investment approach, so that you can put your money to work for your community, for your family, for lifting other women and girls, for the environment, for whatever it is that matters to you. And this really unique approach that we have. The reason that this is really important, particularly for women, to think about their money differently is because by 2030, we are already in the process of going through the biggest wealth transfer that has ever occurred in this country. And by 2030, women are going to control the majority of money in this country. And that's going to happen because we're making more money ourselves, but also because the baby boomers are dying, men are dying earlier than women, and that money is moving into women's hands. And what that means is, because power goes where money goes, we have the power and the potential to literally change the economy if we start making different kinds of decisions about what our money is invested in. So the potential of what we have as women collectively is really extraordinary. We're sitting at a really unique and critically important point in time. The other thing that makes what we do really unique is the fact that we have a community-based learning model. So instead of having to learn alone, which feels often lonely and is hard because you're having to make all the decisions by yourself, we work in a way where we put our members together in small groups of 8 to 20 women who learn together and talk to each other about their fears, their hopes, their money stories, what they know. And what's really interesting is we know a lot more about money than we often think we do. And that cross-pollination within the meetings is really powerful, and is actually the opportunity to talk to other women about your money is one of the things that not only sets us apart, but it's something that the women who go through our circle experience really, really value. So it's a very valuable and powerful way to learn more about your money. Okay, so as the video said, Invest for Better is really tackling things in a couple of different ways. First of all, we have built a lot of curriculum. If you took all of our courses, it would at this point probably take you something like 2 full years to go through all of our curriculum. So we have a core curriculum, which is what you will enter into initially if you're on this call. And that is a 6-part series of courses. And then we have a series of what we call deep dives. And our deep dives are 3 to 5 part series courses that cover everything from basic investing fundamentals to how to rethink what you're investing in the stock market, to investing with a gender lens or an environmental lens or a racial justice lens. And then we have courses that help you with private investing, angel investing, and even finding a values aligned financial advisor. So there's quite a bit that we've built. We've done all of this in partnership with other women. So our courses were built by experts, and our deep dives are all taught by experts, which is really remarkable as well. So we have this full series of curriculum. We also have our investment circles, which, as we talked about a minute ago, are the ways that we actually learn in combination with other women. We also have accountability triad. So when you go into a circle experience, you'll be matched with a couple of other women and you'll meet once or twice a month to start to build closer relationships and to talk about your money in even more intimate ways. We also are building a trusted community of women. We have had over 1,000 women go through this training now, and those women continue to help each other and stay in contact with each other. So all of those are pieces of what is Invest for Better and what is membership in Invest for Better. The other thing we do is every month we have 3, sometimes more, but we usually have 3 speakers. We have a guest speaker who will talk about anything from financial intimacy to cryptocurrency to what's happening in the market today. And then we usually have a speaker every month who talks about a specific investment in a different asset class that's available on the market today. So you can start learning directly from fund managers what is available and what some of these alternative opportunities are for your investment dollars. And then once a month, we also have a financial advisor, accredited financial advisor, who will just have open office hours. And you can get on one of those calls and you can ask that financial advisor anything you want about your money, questions you might have, what you're learning in the course, etc. So that's all available and all part of our membership. So when you come into a course, you often will also become a member. And I just wanted you to be aware of all of the different services that we offer as to our members. The courses themselves and the deep dive that the core curriculum that you would be coming into is, as I said earlier, it's a small group of women, 8 to 20 women that come together. We used to meet once a month, but as of this particular cohort, we're actually going to be having these meetings every 2 weeks. Invest for Better started as in-person meetings. And when it was an in-person type of event, having the meetings once a month made a lot of sense. But we actually found that in the virtual world, a faster cadence is actually nicer for women. And so the meetings actually will be happening every 2 weeks. They will either be facilitated by someone you know, because some of you have been invited to come to this through an individual you know who wants to lead a circle, or if you haven't come that way, if you've come through other information and social media or some other way that you learned about Invest for Better, then you will get to know a really great leader. And our leaders are really fascinating women, a lot of them, and they are also quite competent in many ways. And some of them are even financial advisors in their own right. So our leaders are actually quite extraordinary. The meetings themselves are going to include joint learning. So there will be facilitated conversation and learning, but then you will also break down into groups so that you can talk more specifically about your particular situation and share your particular situation and learn from other women. There is no need in any of this to ever talk about your wealth. So don't feel concerned that part of this is going to put you on the spot. It will never do that. As I'm going to show you in a minute, when we have our meetings, we have guidelines for the meetings that you'll agree to when you start in your circle. And within those meetings, those guidelines, one of the guidelines is you speak if you want. You are not forced to speak. You are not forced to reveal anything that you don't want to reveal. So we never ask people to talk about their personal wealth. It's just not part of the conversation. You will also have, before every meeting, you'll have some pre-work, and the pre-work will include reading, maybe watching some videos. There may be some worksheets, but there'll be some things that you'll do to prepare you to go into this facilitated conversation. And the facilitated conversation will take about 90 minutes. So you can anticipate that every 2 weeks, you will be spending somewhere between 2.5 to 3 hours of time in this course. And then, as I said earlier, the core curriculum is a 6-part series, and then our deep dives are 3 to 5-part series. I wanted to also let you listen to a couple of minutes of some of our past members and what they have to say about the circle experience.
For Better circles are doing is I just believe this is capturing kind of a movement, a feeling across the country that I'm noticing, and I'm sure many of you are. That's why we're all here today. That women are just like ready to be empowered about their money in ways that we never have, that we historically have not been. Just if there's any ounce of you that's a little bit nervous or feeling, what have I gotten myself into? I felt that way, and now I'm like, oh, that was not an issue. This is a community. We're all here together, learning together. You don't have to know all the things. We're all, and it's just great that you're doing this. And let's get more of these circles happening all across the country.
I joined an Invest for Better circle to meet and collaborate with other women to move the needle on racial justice investing in particular. The circle led me to recruit other women with influence into deeper impact investing, and I've got a list of action steps to further align money with values, both in my own portfolio, but also with the organizations I'm involved with in my denomination's endowment and a local foundation. Join the circle and spread the word. It's an awesome experience.
A couple of years ago, I started an Invest for Better circle so that I could learn alongside other women in my community about how to shift our money to align with our values. And I'm so glad I did. Not only have I made personal changes in where my money is invested, but I've also been able to learn alongside others. And we've built an amazing network of women who are learning and growing and making change. I'm so thrilled to be part of the Invest for Better network, and I hope you'll join too.
Perfect level for our members to be having these conversations. Some of the feedback we've gotten from them is that, not ready to really create my, official plan just yet, but I feel so much more empowered. I feel so much more fluent. I have increased awareness. Now when I see a news article about impact investing, I feel a part of the conversation, and just feeling more ready to have those conversations in their households and establish a plan.
Really enjoyed was really diving into how you personally view money. I actually took some of this learning and over the weekend worked with my own family to figure out some of our own financial archetypes and different things like that. And it brought up some really, really interesting discussions that I think will really help our family personally.
It's such a great way for me to continue to grow my own understanding of this and really be able to figure out what kind of actions I want to take to create a space for everybody to just bring whatever you're bringing to the table and let's learn together. And that's really what it is. It's about, let's just learn together and find out about this stuff. It was also a really great way for us to continue to build a network beyond ourselves into these other, incredibly smart, intelligent, funny, wonderful women that are doing some really amazing work.
Okay. All right. So earlier I mentioned the ground rules, and these are what we recommend. Each circle can create their own ground rules, but we really are trying to create a safe space so for women to talk honestly and openly. And it usually is not a problem at all. Usually it's hard to get them to stop talking once they start talking, but we really want to make sure that everybody knows that their confidentiality and privacy are respected. These circles are not a place for selling. This is all about sharing. Even women who are our leaders, who are financial advisors, are not promoting themselves. Nobody promotes products. This is really, we're really transparent about that and really clear about that. We really honor where other people are on their journey. It's okay if some women are starting and some women are farther along. We really do encourage participation as fully as you can. So I realize that all of us are really busy and it can be hard sometimes to find an hour or 30 minutes to do the pre-work, but you will find that the more you do the pre-work and the more you show up for the meetings, the more valuable the experience will be, not only for you, but for the other members of the circle. So we really ask you, when you do sign up and participate, that you do your best to show up. It doesn't mean that things won't happen. It doesn't mean that you may not be able to make all the meetings. If you haven't been able to do the pre-work, don't not show up, but just make your best effort to really be as present and as participatory as you can. It means a lot. And we've already sort of alluded to this idea of in these circles, you're both going to be a learner and a teacher because you actually know more than you think, and your experience and your frustrations or what you've done well will help inform other people. And we're really here to support each other. That's what this is all about. So the curriculum itself, the core curriculum, these are the takeaways that you will get. What you're going to get as a result of going through this 6-part series is you're going to really understand what values-aligned investing is and how it works. You're going to go through a process of getting clear about your own money stories. We often think that the way we think about money is the way everybody else thinks about money. And it's just like, well, this is the truth. And when you go into these conversations with other women about how they think about money, you realize that your feelings about it, your thoughts about it are your story. They're your experience. And you can actually learn how to strengthen your own story by listening to others. You also will go through a process of thinking about your values. So if you're going to invest your values, what does that actually mean? Which values do you want to prioritize? And we look at very tangible values, things that you can actually make investment decisions about. Things like environmental sustainability, clean water, lack of poverty, gender equity, and so on. These are the kinds of values that we talk about. You're also going to learn about values-aligned investment opportunities across all asset classes. And so when we talk about this kind of investing, we're starting with our cash and where we bank. And we think about what happens in the bond market. We think about what happens in the stock market. We talk about private investing in this course. We introduce you a little bit to angel investing if you've never done that. We talk about private debt and private equity funds, and really also other types of alternatives that are non-public market investments. So we go through all of that and we point out to you different investment opportunities across all of those things. And we actually have you even do a little bit of research and analysis on your own with some buddies. We also help you think about your financial advisor. If you have one already, don't have one, want one, don't need one. We help you think about that, and we help you think about how to go find a values-aligned financial advisor if you want one. And you will walk away from the course with something called an investment policy statement, which will articulate what you learned and the way you want to invest going forward. You'll also have some accountability buddies to help you. And at the end of the course, you'll make a commitment as to your next steps. And those accountability buddies are there to help you actually keep moving forward. So I talked about this a little bit already, is just the commitment, the importance of making the commitment and really showing up, make the commitment to yourself and commit your time to participate. You'll get a lot more out of it if you do that. Oops, let me back up. Oops. Okay. So what happens after you go through the core circle experience? There are several things that can happen. First, you can remain in your triads and you can continue to use those small groups as a way for accountability and to strengthen relationships with a couple of people. You can choose to take some of the deep dive courses. We actually have a schedule of what we're going to be offering this year that's already somewhat determined. And so you can look at that and you can make choices about additional courses that you might want to take. You are welcome to join any of our activation sessions that I talked about earlier at any point during your membership in Invest for Better. And not only can you participate in those, but there are certain topics that you want to know more about. We have an archive of, I would say, about 50 videos at this time because we've been doing these activation sessions for a long time. It's really easy to access that. We've got it set up so that if you're interested in bond investments, you can go onto our platform and find the talks that we've had around bonds. You can find talks around all kinds of things. So there's a lot of content and value available for you. We also recommend that you have a check-in after a year. just to see how things went. Come back to your core circle and talk again about how things went and what you've learned and what you've done. And then when you sign up to be a member, you're going to be put onto an automatic renewal system. You will get 3 notifications before the end of the year that your auto renew is up, and you can always choose to cancel that at any time. We try to make it really easy, but I just want to remind you that that's kind of how the system works. But we will make sure that we send you multiple reminders so that you know that your auto renew period is coming up. And then I mentioned the platform. We're using something called Mighty Networks. Mighty Networks is where you go to access your course materials. It is also where you will find listings of all the events that we have coming up and where you can sign up for events. There is a hub there for conversation. If you want to ask questions, if you want to engage other members of the community, you can do that there. Some circle leaders will create a private group within the Mighty Network platform just for the members of their circle so that you can have dialogues during the time you're in course together. And then we have other supplemental materials that are there as well. So those are the parameters of everything that is available to you when you sign up. And if you are ready to participate in a circle, these are your next steps. I'm going to let Jasmine explain this slide because she is the one who really understands all the behind the scenes processes. So Jasmine, can you explain how women can join a circle?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Janine. I'm Jasmine Tangway, and I'm the program director here, and I'm available to sort of walk you through this whole enrollment process, and then throughout your membership, here to support you in whatever way you need, accessing information, connecting, what have you. So your next steps, if you decide you want to move forward, are a little bit different depending on whether you've been invited by a circle leader already or you're looking for a circle. So if you're looking for a circle, all you need to do is go to our website. There's a button to join the spring circles. You're going to click on that. It'll open a form. You're going to just pick from a menu of circles based on your schedule. And then we will follow up quickly with an email and your circle match. And that email will have all of the information about next steps. You're going to need to make a decision about membership. We do have 2 levels of membership, one that includes all of our courses for free, and then one that provides a discount to our courses. So you're going to make a choice about that. The membership does renew annually. The course payment is a one-time. If you just follow the next steps in the confirmation emails that you get, you'll be fully signed up. You'll have access to the Mighty Network, and you'll be inside of this private circle space that your circle leaders have created. So once you have all that done, the last thing is to just prepare for the first meeting. There's a little bit of reading and some activities that are really fun in advance of that. So that's the sequence for folks who don't yet have a circle in mind. If you have been invited by a leader, you're just going to use the link provided by the leader to access their circle page. And then you just click on the button to choose your membership plan. And then all the other steps are the same. And if for some reason your schedule doesn't align with that leader, come back to our website and find a different circle, because we've got lots of great options available, and we'd love to still have you participate even if you can't make that one. So that's the process. And if you hit any issues, I'm here for you. Most of you have either my email address or the support@investforbetter.org email address. And but we really look forward to having you part of this experience. I've worked with all of the women who kind of come through this either as leaders or as circle members, and it's so rewarding to see how valuable the experience has been for them. And many do continue to stay involved for years and become leaders themselves or take other courses and just continue to contribute to the community and draw on the collective knowledge of the community.